If you're watching the Open Championship, certainly Rory McIlroy and Sergio Garcia and Ricky Fowler looked awfully big on the screen. They are not very big guys, and yet they really blasted the ball. You were watching. How'd they do it?
Well, you know, like you just said, they're not very big. Rory's 5'9", 160 pounds, and watching them over the course of the weekend, I definitely saw some common denominators that I think everybody at home can take and use to maybe help their game a little bit in whatever they're working on with their coach. So first of all, when we're going to go ahead and launch the driver, we need to make sure that we load properly. In other words, we swing the club back and get our power and energy ready to go so we can really move through the ball. So one of the big things that we see is a great shoulder turn and a good load to the players, for right-handed players, to their right leg so they can really push off and get through the ball on the downswing. So one of the things I really like to see people do at home when they have time to work on their, we're going to call it shoulder and neck mobility, to really get a good load, is to simply, and you've seen us do this before here on Golf Center, is to simply take a rod or a club, put it right here across your shoulders, and practice turning it back while you keep your head there past where the ball would be. This guarantees that we're getting a nice shoulder turn, a nice load, and when you do that, if you can get over here and almost pick up your right leg, that shows that you've gotten your weight back to your trail leg or your right leg, as opposed to doing this and kind of staying here on your left leg like you see some people do, okay? So that's a good thing to do right there, is to really work on stretching yourself out a little bit. Now, you're not going to be able to do that unless you have any neck mobility. So you've seen us do this before also. One nice exercise to do to work on your neck mobility is to take your head, slowly turn it to one side, take your chin, go down and touch your collarbone. Come back up and take it to the middle. Do both sides about 3 or 4 times. Good neck mobility is going to make it so that when you make that big shoulder turn, you can keep your head right there and not turn your head way off the ball like you see some people do. The second thing I saw as to why you get a lot of distance if you're not very big, especially this past weekend, was the footwork that I saw out of those players. Okay, one of the things I see a lot of at our golf schools and at some of our juniors is as they start the club down, they have the tendency to take their foot, okay, and I'm going to move in here a little bit, and pop their right foot up like that. So in other words, if we're hitting that way, as they start down, they immediately pop their foot up like that, kind of pushing themselves toward the ball, which is sort of a baseball move. In baseball, we got right here and we stepped and we kind of pushed our pelvis region toward the ball. Well, that's a big difference between a golf swing and a baseball swing. Is in golf, we've got to keep that pelvis back and away while we rotate. So the question becomes, what kind of foot action are we looking for? If you watch in the next few weeks, you watch Rory, you watch Ricky, you watch Sergio, they're certainly going to be on a lot in the next few weeks, I'm sure. This is what you're going to see for foot action right here. As a player starts down, you're going to see that foot roll a little bit and then come up like that. You don't see an immediate pop-up. You see more of a E version of the foot if you're looking at it from behind, and then the foot twists and comes up. So practice making a few swings where you're letting your foot roll like this before you come up. It's going to keep you better grounded and give you a little bit more leverage and power as you go down to the ball.
That's good stuff. All right. Hey, we're going to be back with another great teacher, David Lepore, the Teacher of the Year, as Golf Center continues.